And good morning, Silas back. We're out here at the farm once again. This farm cleanup is taking way longer than I thought it would, and it's partially because I've been so busy hauling cars and working at the yard, but also this right here. Solid mud. Just nasty, nasty, nasty mud. It has been raining and raining and raining some more, and in fact they came out here to swap the dumpster last week, and it hadn't rained for almost a week, and he still got stuck right here. Managed to get out though, but he said he's not going to put any dumpsters back there unless we get several weeks with no rain. So now the dumpster is sitting up there, but right now it's so soft that I don't think he could even get the dumpster where it's sitting at. But today is the only day I have to fill that dumpster for probably the next week. I won't be able to come back out here. I'll be gone next week. So I'm looking at it now. I think this is solid enough right through here. And if I go this way, I probably can't go through here. I'll probably destroy that ground. But if I go through here, I think it'll be all right. Sorry for the wind noise. It has been windy. We need the rain, but now we've gotten to the point to where we have too much rain and everything's flooding and it's just not good. We went from a record drought up to a record rainfall in little of no time at all. I'm not going to put a lot in that dumpster, but I want to fill it. That way they can pick it up next week. We're not supposed to get any more rain for a little while, and next week there's a chance of snow, but it's supposed to be completely frozen down in the 20s. So he won't get stuck when it's that cold. But I think I'm going to put this in there since it didn't fit in the last one. Then I've got all these old hog feeders right here. These will smash pretty flat. A lot of the stuff I was going to save, but I just want to get this done now. I'm done with this cleanup. I do have a couple pieces back there I'd really like to get out, so I might try to make one pass through here. But like I say, this here is holding water over there, so I don't know. But up here there's some bigger chunks of iron that I think I can grab. So honestly, this dumpster is probably not going to be as heavy as it should be, but I'm just gonna throw whatever I can get in there. But I think the loader's warmed up enough, so I'm gonna go jump in it and go ahead and load this dumpster up with whatever I can get in there real quick. And then I've got a couple cars in town to haul, and who knows what else we're gonna get into over the next couple days. making pretty good progress. We're a little over half full. I think I have room for this and maybe 1 or 2 more big pieces from out back. But I do want to save all of these rotary pieces off of here. These always sell for pretty good money. My dad already mostly unbolted them here the other day when he was out here with me. He wanted something to do, so he came through here and took them off 99% of the way. I just got 1 bolt on each of them, and of course this bolt doesn't want to come off now. I bonked it with the forks trying to get inside it, and now everything's in jam. I thought somebody would buy the whole thing, but nobody ever did. These will work. Yeah, I just got to pull 1 nut off of each one of these. There we go. There we go. Now they should all fall off of there. If 1 or 2 of them stay on there, I'm not going to worry about it, but I think they'll all fall off. There we go. As you can see, the ground is starting to give out a little bit. I'm starting to make some ruts over here. Got 1 little piece of iron that fell out. Put that in real quick, see if I can make it one-handed. There's actually probably a little bit more weight in there than what I thought I was going to get in there. Still probably not 6 tons, but I bet there's 5 tons in there. These pieces here, I still have to bring the torch out and cut those up, which I really should do that now while it's all wet, but I don't have time today. Got those rotary hoe pieces back there. I've got that truck bed trailer that I'm keeping back here, and so I'll probably bring it up here, set it by those, and throw all those in that. But as you can see, this ground is getting really soft. I tried to drive in a different spot every time I drove through here so I wouldn't make too big of ruts. But the problem I'm having is over here at this gate, it's really starting to mud out on me because I have to drive through basically the same spot over and over again. And so as you can see, I'm just destroying this ground right here. And I mean, I could probably go through here a few more times, but I don't want to make it too bad. I do have the bucket, so once it dries out, I'll come through here and level all this back out so it's not like this permanently. Whenever I do a farm cleanup, when I'm done, I try to make it look at least somewhat presentable. Anytime you bring heavy equipment in onto a place though, I mean, you're gonna have some ground damage. There's just nothing you can do about that. That's just part of life. But I don't want to make it over the top bad, you know? I've got all this plywood and wood and pallets and stuff that I ripped off that one trailer, and whatever wood's on top of stuff, I dump it off over here. I'll gather all this up and I'll just make a nice pile of it over there. So if they want to burn it or whatever, just let it rot into the ground, whatever they want to do. I tried to pop the top off of that thing there, and I was going to haul that home on the rollback. It's too tall like it is, but it's on there pretty good, and I didn't want to mangle it and make a giant mess. So I'll just come back with my trailer, haul that home on the trailer instead. This piece here needs to be cut in half. It's too long to fit in the dumpster. That truck there is basically ready. Just got some wood on the back I gotta clean off. A little bit more iron left over here. I got rid of most of those rack pieces that were back there, but all this will fit in the next dumpster. I would hopefully by the time I come back here in a couple weeks, or week and a half I guess it would be, it'll be a little bit more dry. Hopefully the next rainstorm misses us so we don't get much, or maybe the ground will be frozen. I don't really care. I'll take whatever I can get, but hopefully I can get the dumpster a little bit closer. Even if I could get it over here in this field, that'd be half the distance I have to drive every time. It just eats up a ton of fuel driving clear all the way over there every time. The bad thing is, if it does freeze, there's a lot of iron down in the ground that's kind of hard to get out once it's frozen. There's a bunch of little stuff laying around here on the ground. Hopefully the next time I come out here I'll be able to have some help with me, make this a little bit easier. Keeping those deals there. I'll probably go ahead and keep all these cattle gates here. This piece here, I'll probably keep that chute there if I can get it off of that tree without destroying it. The piece on the bottom though is just scrap iron, and I think there's a little bit more junk down in here. I didn't know all that stuff was back here. I just came back here and was just kind of digging around to see what I could find, and there was a whole bunch of iron right here, probably 1,000 pounds of iron down in the dirt. And in fact, I still see, whoo, there's a hole and a half right there. Something made a home underneath that iron. Yeah, there's a little hunk of iron there. And then, let's see here. I'm probably going to drive through here, so I'm just kind of scanning the ground to see if there's any more stuff. I don't see anything because there's a bunch of iron back there that goes. Keep these cattle gates. I'll probably go ahead and keep this rack and that other rack that's just like it. If I don't use them, I can sell them. A little bit of junk here, all that pipe over there. We've already looked at all that in other videos. I'm just kind of getting an idea for what I'm going to put in the next dumpster. I plan on putting a lot of the heavy pipe in this dumpster and making a heavy one out of it, but there's really not a good way for me to get back here in this field because this field's kind of low ground compared to this one, so all the water drains here. Most of the scrap through there is pretty well gone. There's one little pile over on the other side of this tree, and there's just a little bit of stuff scattered around over there, and I think there's that frame, piece of farm equipment in that tree. There's quite a bit scattered on this side still of little stuff all along here. That's just a matter of putting the bucket on and driving along. Once again, it'd be nice if I could have some help doing that. And then back here, there's just a few little pieces, and then I've got a big piece over there I have to cut in half. So we're coming along pretty good. But what I'm doing now is, the other day, if you watched my previous farm cleanup video from this series, which I know these are coming out, like there'll be one of these videos and then something else and then one of these videos. I try to do that way it's not the same exact thing over and over and over again. But anyway, the last video I posted this place, I thought I saw something back here in these trees, and so I figured I want to walk back here now and see if that's anything good. Bunches of deer tracks. We found an old broken trail camera in the junk. These are buck tracks too. Those are decent sized, not huge, but decent sized. But anyway, there was an old junk trail camera. It still had the SD card in it, so we pulled the SD card out and took it home. There was pictures of deer on it, pictures of a bobcat, bunches of rabbits and squirrels and stuff like that. But I'm really curious if there's actually something in these trees or if it was just a mirage. It almost looks like on the map, when I look at the map, there's something way back. Okay, let's see here. Where's everything? Okay, this is the field with all the junk in it. And then out here in the corner of this field, it looks like there was something, but it might just be like a concrete foundation. I couldn't tell if that's what it was or what. But there's a gate I could see right here. So I'm gonna walk back in these trees, see if there's something good back here or just my imagination. Wouldn't that be something to come back here and find some cool old car? I don't know if a guy would find any mushrooms in a field like, or a tree row like this or not. There's not a lot of good mushroom producing trees. A lot of hedge trees, and hedge trees don't really grow mushrooms so much. I can't remember where I saw it. I thought it was down here further. You can see where they planted these trees in nice, neat rows. A lot of them are dying out though. That's the problem with a lot of these tree rows, is they were all planted roughly, 60 years ago, 50, 60, 70 years ago. And that's about the lifespan of these trees. And so they're all dying out at the same time. Over the last couple of years, there's been a lot of tree rows I've noticed getting torn out because there's just nothing left of them. That's why I don't want to take the trees out on my property, is because it's a mix of old and new. And so it's a natural growth forest. It's not like a man-planted one like this. I'm not seeing any junk, so must have been my imagination or something. Probably just the way the trees were sitting made it look like there was something sitting back in here. One lonely dead cottonwood right here, and of course that's the one that's growing mushrooms right there. That's just a bunch of mica caps. I forget the Latin name offhand. One of those things that, like I mentioned before, they are technically edible. However, they're not a choice mushroom, and they would go bad before I got them home. So not going to worry about those, but I did want to check it out and see if there was any oysters growing on it. Oh, there's a buck right there. I just saw it down here at the end of this tree. I bet he's jogging across the field right now. Gotta be a little bit careful. We are in rut. I don't want to get attacked by a buck. Oh, there he is over there. He's going this way. He's not running very fast though, so yeah, no, he's looking at me. Yeah, no, we're gonna go this way. He's coming towards me. Wouldn't that be something to get attacked on camera? He's not huge, but I don't want to mess with him. He looks like maybe a 4 or a 6 pointer. He doesn't have a huge rack on him. He's not a real huge buck, but he's probably a couple years old. Yeah, he's checking me out. Let's just go ahead and get out of here. I'm wearing all deer colors, so hopefully he doesn't think I'm a cute doe. That'd be bad news. I don't know. Do I look like a cute doe? I doubt I smell like one. You probably can't even see him on the camera, but he's still down there at the end of the tree row, just hanging out. He's trying to figure out who I am, what I'm doing, but he was not that scared of me. But he's staying over there, so I'm gonna go over here and see what it was that I saw back here in this corner. Make sure there's nothing back there. I can see it from here. It's just a concrete washout, is that what it's called? Whatever, where all the rainwater kind of goes, and that's the middle of the property. And so it all goes right there into that one spot. Probably like a little pond area down there. So yeah, I guess that's all the junk is kind of consolidated right up here. So don't really have to worry about going out and hunting for it. This little car got crunched hard. I mean hard in the other side over here. I got to pull the battery out of it here in just a second. Hop over here. I could have put it in a better spot. You can see it got smacked, I guess. He stopped. Actually, what's really crazy, let me back up, is this car came from right out by where I'm doing this farm cleanup, or that's where it got wrecked at anyway. Pulled out in front of a truck on the highway, and it slammed right into him at 70 miles an hour, completely buckled the roof, and then it spun around and the back end got crunched a little bit too, so it got pretty tore up. Definitely had a bad day, and then on top of that, only had liability insurance on it, and it was his fault. So it's obviously not going to have any insurance value. Insurance company isn't going to pay for his own car, it's going to pay for the damage to the truck. But basically, because it was his fault, that means this car had no insurance on itself. It's obviously totaled, so they just went ahead and junked it. I have no clue why you would have a car like this with liability insurance. This is a 2017 Volkswagen. I ran the VIN number to see what it's worth and how many miles are on it, and this car books at about $7,000. So it's not a high dollar car, but at the same time, I always say anyway, it's my idea that if you can't afford to go out and pay cash and replace that car, you should have full coverage on it. A $7,000 car is a lot of cash to go out and replace it. Pretty clean on the inside, real nice interior. They cleaned it out already, so I doubt there's anything real good in here. Man, I can't even get in it. All the airbags went off. It's got some cords laying here. I was gonna see what all those are. Oh, the old style iPhone. Yeah, this is a good one here. I can use this one. This has got the USB-C style on it, which is what everything I have uses pretty much anymore. Even my iPhone uses USB-C now. Found a little bit of money in here. Looks like 15, 25, 35 cents. Nothing good in there. Yeah, they pretty well cleaned this car out. Took all the goodie out of it. There's a Gold Peak Extra Sweet Iced Tea, still brand new, sealed, so I mean, they just wrecked this car like 3 days ago, so that's still gonna be good. I'll take that. Box of Kleenexes. Yeah, I don't really see anything else. I thought maybe we'd find a few goodies in here, but no such luck. Who knows if there's anything in the trunk? It's buckled. I guess I can hop in the loader and pop the trunk open real quick. Let's see. A box. What's this? Oh, roadside assistance kit. And it's a Volkswagen too. That might be worth something right there. Being this late model of a car, we'll look that up in a second. I sold that Volkswagen toolkit, like trunk toolkit, out of the 60s or 70s or whatever it was here not too long ago. I bought it at an auction for 40 bucks and sold it for $700 online. What's this? A Darth Vader cup? And then looks like floor mats. These look like factory floor mats, so it probably, yeah, that's right, it did have those fancy rubber ones, so they upgraded the floor mats in it. Other than that, it's pretty well cleaned out the trunk too, so he must have got the trunk open somehow. The jack and all that might be worth something online too. I'll look it up real quick. Well, this is nowhere near $600. This kit here, they're selling from anywhere from 30 to 50, but still, I mean, it was just laying there. I went ahead and saved it. And then these here, these are selling from anywhere from 50 to 100. This in here is complete. I don't think it's ever been used. It looks like brand new, so this in here is probably on the higher end of the scale. Still has the foam and everything, and it's all in good shape, so I don't know. We'll probably list it for like 75 bucks plus shipping. You know, honestly, there's probably a boatload of good parts on this car. There's probably a lot of money. Like, who knows what this mirror cost. 2017 Passat mirror with the turn signal built into it. That's probably a super high dollar piece. It's got a lot of dash parts, the engine, the transmission. I mean, it's got several good wheels on it still. I mean, just tons and tons of good stuff. But we are a recycling yard. We are not a salvage yard. There's a big difference. I've seen it so many times in my life that when recycling yards try to be salvage yards, they go out of business. And when salvage yards try to be recycling yards, they go out of business. You got to pick one or the other. And I know some salvage yards, they do recycling on occasion, but their main focus is on salvage. And then there's recycling yards like me that do a little bit of salvage, but not much. You have to have a primary focus on what you're doing. Then other vehicles, like this Dodge Dakota right here that you saw me load earlier, it runs and drives, but I mean, it's just, it smokes like a bomb. It's not a good vehicle. It's done. Yep, it was still sealed. What's the where's the date on this thing? It's gotta be on here somewhere. Make sure it's not like they had something rolling around underneath their seat forever. Oh yeah, this doesn't expire for almost a year. Oh yeah, it's fine. All right, that's for like $2.50 or $3 or something like that at the quick shop, so bonus. And good morning. I'm not loading trucks right now. They canceled on me. They said 2 of their trucks broke down and they can't get it all done. So they went ahead and backed out on today. They wanted to load next week, but I'm going to be gone next week, and so now they want to load the week after that. But I'm out here at my place now. I think Sean's here. I'm heading over here now to see what he's up to. I think he's got the cab ready to lift off of that GMC, and then there's I think he got the trunk cut off of a car, and I need to dig out a Ford truck for him to cut the back of the cab off of. I've got a handful of things I've got to work on out here today. I might have to go get a couple cars. Don't know exactly what's going to happen, but you guys are going to ride along with me, just like always. Sean and Lep are busy working back there. I'm up front again now. Just got these 2 semi-trailers in. Never fails. I get the camera out and all the loud trucks start driving by. But anyway, they're bringing me 1 more trailer. These aren't bad. We bought like 20 or 25 trailers from them here, a couple months ago or so. I never did film those. They were pretty rough. Actually, one of them is back here. The one that's back in the corner, that stainless one. You can see there, I kept that one for storage out here because it's got a good roof on it. But I guess there was 3 trailers left over that he forgot to grab when he was doing the cleanup. So he's bringing them out now. They're not in bad condition, really. They're pretty nice. This one here has a walk-in door on the side, so might keep this one. The only issue with this one is it's clear full of salt. And so a guy'd have to wash it out really, really good, or else it would rust everything you put in here. And then there's this one here. This is a pretty nice trailer. I mean, as far as using for storage, the roof doesn't leak. It's a 53 foot by 102, so it's the wide trailer. You could put whatever you wanted to in here. So we scrapped all the other ones. The company, well, most of the other ones. I kept that one, my dad kept one, and then we sold a few of them. But the rest of them, we just sent them in for scrap. We didn't bother cleaning them or nothing. We just sold them, made a little bit of money, and went on with life. Got this van here. Yeah, we can put some tires in here. I just pulled the converter off of it a minute ago. All these tires are in the back of a farm truck that I sold, and he didn't want to take them with him. But I'm allowed 5 tires per vehicle, and there's no tires on the vehicle because after he sold it to us, he decided he wanted those back, so he came and pulled them off. Kind of a bad deal. I don't like it when people do that. They sell us something and then change their mind afterwards, but oh well, life goes on. He sold us 4 vehicles, then he said he wanted 1 of them back, then he wanted 2 of them back, and then he wanted 3 of them back, but then he wanted to sell one of the other ones he had already sold before, but then wanted back. And then he wanted to go ahead and keep that one, but sell a different one. And it was just a gigantic fiasco. At the end of the day, all we ended up getting is just this one van here. We had actually even paid for one of the other ones, and then he still wanted it back. And then he had already spent the money and couldn't pay us back. So that was a bad deal, but he did eventually pay us back. And tire number 4, I can throw one more in there for tire number 5. Thought about bringing the crusher out here this spring, but I don't know. Probably won't bother. Probably just keep stacking them. And now what I'm going to do with this van, since it's ready to crush, is I'm going to take it over there where Sean's working at, and there's a bunch of iron and junk laying around on the ground, so we can pack this van clear full, knock the windows out, and just use it for a stuffer. There it went.
There it is.
Crusty.
Oh, fuel line.
Just noticed my back tire is just about flat, so I'm trying to find somebody. I called down to see if I could just buy an air compressor, and they're out of stock of the one that I want, and so I don't want to spend the money on buying one that I don't want when I can just wait a week and get the one that I do want. So I'm trying to find someone that can come air that up for me. That's much faster than cutting through that nasty rusty floor. Whew. It has been a crazy busy day. I haven't been recording much. Oh, I did get the tire aired up on the loader. I've got my little Milwaukee air compressor, and it took 1 battery, but I got it from less than 20 pounds up to 39 pounds, so good to go. But then it started beeping that it was out of fuel, so I just went and picked up 5 gallons of off-road diesel, gonna put in there. Been getting quite a bit of stuff done out here. Unfortunately, like I say, I haven't really filmed much of it. I'm just racing the clock big time because I am leaving town tomorrow, and I have to have all of this done within about the next 45 minutes. Check out this boat that just came in. 1950s, I'm guessing, Star stainless steel boat. Still has most of the stuff here. It's got the little side pieces there. It's missing the railing that goes along the top, but I think it was probably wood. It's got the corner piece. That's for the front there. Then it's got both of the back pieces that go on the back corners. So it's got most of the stuff here to put it back together. Pretty neat boat. I have no clue if it's worth anything. I gave 80 bucks for it. That's a little bit over scrap price. And I just made it home. I am running so late. I may have to close this out in the morning, but I just gave the phone, the work phone, back to my dad. I have had that phone since August when he had his accident. And I got back from vacation. I gave it to him, or he gave it to me, I mean. And I've been answering the calls and scheduling pickups of cars and all that good stuff for this entire time. And so it feels weird to let go of it. But I'm going to be gone all next week. And so rather than me take the phone on vacation with me, he's just going to handle it. Now, he's still a little bit, I don't know that he'll be able to hook up to cars. If they were really easy and off the ground and easy access, he could probably do it. But the more complicated ones, he won't be able to do. So he'll have to either have somebody go with him to help haul him, or he can subcontract it out to a different tow company. There's several different tow companies around town that when there's a car that we can't get, or it's like on an evening or a weekend or something like that, they'll go grab it for $30 or $40. He's also going to come pick up the rollback here either tomorrow or the next day, and he's going to use that to haul some cars, but he's just going to set the cars on there with the loader at one yard and haul them out to the other yard to process them and crush them, because we don't have room to get the crusher in to the other yard yet. So he's going to try to make some room in there. Just gives him something that he can do, because he can go up and down the ladder fine on the loader now. Just has to go really slow. It's just the whole getting down on the ground and hooking up the cars is the thing that he can't quite do yet. Well, as you can see, I look a little different. Behind me looks a little different. I'm actually recording this quite a while after I recorded that last clip. Things got really crazy, really busy that night, and the next day we had to go out of town, and so I forgot to finish the video out. Hope you guys are enjoying this farm cleanup. As of recording this part, I'm actually done with the farm cleanup. But as far as the video series goes, there are probably 4 or 5 more videos on this farm going to come out. Lots of other stuff too, but right now it's raining ice and it's cold, so I'm going to go inside and finish editing this. As always, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day, and remember to get out there, find yourself an adventure, and hopefully it's a little bit warmer wherever you're at than where I'm at. We'll see you on the next one.